Welcome back, guys. Your beginner's guide to reward travel continues. Last time I posted a video about my credit card journey. Several times I referenced my credit score as either a reason I chose a certain card or as a goal marker for another card. At the end of the video, I'll show both my Vantage scores via Credit Karma and all of my FICO scores for my credit cards. But this video isn't about my scores, it's about the factors that affect the scores. There are five factors that make up your credit score: payment history, credit utilization, length of credit history, new credit open, and types of credit. Each is weighted differently: 35%, 30%, 15%, 10%, and 10%. If that was all Greek to you, I'll explain. Your payment history is 35% of your score, and as long as you aren't 30 days late on any payment, this should stay at 100%. Credit card utilization is 30% of your score, and it's just the amount of credit you're using out of how much credit you have. If you are using $3,000 out of a $4,000 credit limit, your utilization would be 75%, and that's really high. Ideally, you want your utilization to be under 10% for continued growth, but 30% is the advertised highest you want it to be. Next is length of credit history. Basically, how old is your oldest account? I've seen it posted that 25 plus years is the mark for excellence here. New credit open confusingly refers to hard inquiries, regardless of if you got approved. It's only 10%, but when you're just starting, that matters a lot. Same percentage for credit mix. Basically, lenders want to see fixed and revolving credit. So any kind of loan that has a set price and length, like a car note, mortgage, or traditional loan, that's the fixed credit line. And revolving credit is credit cards that change monthly. Phew, that's everything you need to know. But if that's still unclear to you, try this as an analogy. Your credit score is the grade that creditors give you for your ability to handle credit. We've all been to school, so let's compare the factors in credit cards to grading in schools. Your payment history is like your attendance. Can you be trusted to be here day in and day out? Utilization is your class workload. Can you be trusted to complete most, if not all, of your assignments on time? Length of credit history is the easiest conversion. How long have you been in school? Simple. New credit lines or hard inquiries is also easy to translate, but it's more at the college or university level. It's simply how many classes are you trying to add. Last is mix of credit. Again, easily translated. Schools, like creditors, want well-rounded students. You have to take more than math classes to progress. Now, the bare minimum in school is showing up, and the bare minimum in your credit score is merely paying your loans off on time. That's 30% of your score or grade. Finishing your work on time is only 30%, but it's what you have direct control over on a month to month basis, just like you have control over whether or not you do your schoolwork on time. It is therefore the biggest factor to worry about. That's where your variables fluctuate the most. Do at least 70% of your work, but preferably 90% or more to keep yourself in good standing. I'll show this a little bit later on. Next is the length of credit history. Basically, not quitting school. Keep going from kindergarten to advanced degrees. Those three things together make up 80% of your score or grade. Don't close out old accounts. Always make payments on time and pay the majority, if not all of your bills down, and you can get into the high 700s, maybe low 800s. Don't try to add too many classes at once or open credit card or new credit lines too frequently. Take more than math classes or do more than just get credit cards. Get a car or a house, and that's the last 20%. And you're well on your way to that perfect 850 credit score. I said I'd show you my scores at the end, and here you go. Here is my Vantage scores from Credit Karma 746 and 774. These are all three of my FICOs. You see it ranges from 727 to 783. Notice that all your scores are different, and it's because not everything reports to each credit bureau, and therefore your numbers will be slightly different. Vantage scores and FICOs are your main credit score metrics, and they all measure the same variables, but they weight each one individually different than another. But as you can see, my Experian is my highest one, and it's because my latest credit card came from Amex, and it actually only pulls Experian. So I'm going to show you how my credit card utilization actually affected that score by itself. Now, you guys remember that I said I opened the card in July. This is my August score. It jumped up 75 points. And that's because 10% I opened a new credit line, and 30% I reduced my utilization because I just added $6,000 that I was not using. So all of my utilization on all of my other cards dropped lower. So this card was a complete net positive. Now, what happens when your utilization raises on that card? I'll show you. Here we go. Have to find my screenshot of it so I can show you guys. There you go. It dropped 24 points because remember I was putting all my spend on that card and wasn't paying it down the 70 to 90% to remain in good standing. So that card utilization kept raising higher and higher, and that affected all my other scores. There was no new credit line to mitigate it, and my utilization was raising up. So that dropped it 24 points. See the 75 point up, 24 point down. That can change monthly. That's why I said it's your most important factor. Now, what happens when you pay your utilization back down on your new card? Well, I'll show you that too. You could probably already tell from the numbers earlier. But I'll go ahead and put it up on the screen so you can see it. I actually put it up on the screen from when the first month that I paid it down that utilization on my newest card. There you see. An extra 15% of you see it. My credit utilization, I made sure I put it down there. It went from 13% down to 3. That dropped my overall utilization down 10% from 13 down to 3, and the credit score jumped up 15 points. Notice it didn't go all the way back to the 24 that it was. Just because it is easier to damage your score than to raise it. That's why you have to take care of it month to month, because your score can fluctuate that wildly, specifically based on your credit utilization. Now, I hope that gave you a visual representation of what needs to be done. But if you have any other questions about this, put it down in the comments and I'll come back and try to answer it as soon as I can. If you want any more explanations of how other things work and affect your credit or anything of that nature, I'll be sure to answer it. The next video will be me applying for the Venture X. And if you like the gameplay, there'll be plenty posted on this channel as well. But until next time, you all do some good for the Brotherhood, and I'll talk to you guys later. There's less than a minute left in this video, so I'm going to be sure to just go ahead and let y'all see how it ends. This is what you call teamwork. Hop down, run for your life. As you see as you saw, the girl is following behind me to make sure that I don't get hit, and so I can get out. Teamwork.